Vicky Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. This is going to be your mid-month mini all signs update for the month of August of 2026. Not to be confused with the main reading or the extended reading that's already on my channel if you've missed it. This is going to be the mid-month update, as I said, and we are in the thick of eclipse season during this time frame. I'm posting this a few days before the first eclipse of the solar eclipse in Leo, but we're also going to have the second eclipse in Pisces at the end of the month. I am offering that eclipse reading, and if you still have time to get in on it, even if it's after the 12th, that eclipse is still active for 6 months to a year. And there's quite a bit going on in both of the eclipse readings. It's kind of like a 2-for-1. You get the solar eclipse and then you get the lunar eclipse all bundled into one reading at a very affordable price. For that and any of the other readings that I do offer, you always do want to go to my channel. Well, my channel is the Rock and Roll Prophetess, but you want to go to my website to order readings or see my offerings there, because there are so many imposters out there. If you get something through social media or a message, chances are, well, it's not me. I won't be messaging you on social media. So check out my offerings, because by ordering the readings, that helps keep these free readings posting on YouTube. Usually on the weekly. I do one big monthly, and then I'll do special topics during the week. I did the Leo eclipse. I'll probably do one for the Pisces eclipse too. But these general readings are not the same as diving into your actual planets and placements that are in your chart. So for this mid-month reading, I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw 4 cards for each sign. It'll be time-stamped in the bottom, but also whatever sign I'm reading will always be displayed here in the bottom right corner. I found this die here. It's like numbers 0 through 9, I believe, or is it 0 through 8? Maybe it's 0 through 8, is it? 6? No, it's 0 through 9. So what I'm going to do, too, for some reason I just felt the call. I'm going to throw you 4 cards, and then I'm going to throw the dice, and it's going to give us one number, 0 through 9. You can use that any way it may resonate with you. It could be used as a timer, like 3 days, 3 hours, 3 o'clock, for instance. Or if you wanted to use it as a lottery number, you could go from your sun, rising, and moon and play all 3 numbers. I don't really have a specific reason for it. I just saw this dice, and I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there for our mid-month reading, just for a little fun extra something there. Okay, everybody, without further ado, let's jump into the sign by sign, and the first sign we're going to do, as always, is going to be Aries. Okay, Aries, well, you know, it's eclipse season. Your stuff's involved because there's all that 4 to 5 degrees, that basket thing is going on. Saturn's in your sign, Neptune's in your sign. So it's not the actual eclipse in Leo, but it's, you know, it's in there, it's involved. So let me go ahead and get 4 cards for, I was going to say Leo, but of course it's Aries, for the upcoming mid-month update, or whatever you want to call it. Ooh, we got 10 of Pentacles, nice. Followed by 10 of Cups, double 10s. Next we have the Fool, and then lastly, finally, we have the Emperor. Well, somebody is sure, this Emperor is sure making you an offer you can't refuse, but in the best possible way. I'm hearing he's going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And of course, for those of us that remember, that's from that movie, The Godfather, of course, and that wasn't actually a fun or a good thing. It meant you're going to do it or else, but that does not seem to be the case here. The Emperor is the person in the position of power and authority. You're going down this new path. This could be a new job that has beautiful, great benefits, because the 10 of Pentacles is the most money. The 10 of Cups is the most love, happiness, enjoyment, overjoyed, just elated by the whole situation. But the Fool is, you're going down this new path, so you might be going on this new path of a new job. You might be retiring. You might be cashing in your pension or something and going on to there. You may have sold a big ticket item or something. But the thing is, the Emperor is definitely coming into play. For some of you, because the 10 of Cups is here, this could be your spouse or partner. It could be something that great happened for them, like they've got this inheritance even, or they sold a property or inherited property or money, or they got this great job offer. But then you're just very happy about it, because after all, Venus is in your sign at this time of the month, and so that is your opposite sign of your 7th house symbol there. Okay, real quickly, let's go ahead and get a die, a number from 1 to 9 for our Aries friends. And the number that you have is number 7. You can take that as it resonates. There's so many ways that a number could come into play. So take it as it resonates. If there's some kind of situation where you need to pick a number, that may be the number that would be lucky for you. Of course, it's going to vary from each person. Hey everybody, this is just like I said, a mini update. So if you want to get in on the longer reading, I do have the extended reading, which is completely free over on my channel, Rock and Roll Prophetess. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like, hype, and subscribe. That's always appreciated. Without further ado, next we're going to look at the sign of Taurus. Well, hello Taurus, this is going to be your mid-month update. You know, the Chiron is involved in this whole thing. Chiron in your sign, looking at these astrology readings that I've been doing, the 2 eclipse readings, you know, you are involved in that because Chiron is there. So doing some deep healing, it's getting really activated in the eclipse. I don't have all that information in front of me, but it's definitely part of a major activation. It's been talked about in every reading I've done so far with the 0 Taurus Chiron placements. But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see 4 cards for a mid-month update for a Taurus Sun, Rising, Moon peeps. Whatever you normally watch or resonate with. You have the Queen of Cups, water sign person. See how that glare is there? So I strategically put my website to cover that little bit of glare. 4 of Pentacles, not 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Rods, 3 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. Some of you might be doing like a home-based business. That's a lot what this kind of looks like here. It looks like it could be some kind of a home-based business, or you might be, some of you, if you're buying a house that needs a lot of work and renovation, that could be going on here too. You may be moving to a new location, but you're getting a fixer-upper, or even remodeling the home that you currently live in, and just, you know, there's a remodel going on, and sometimes that can be really, you know, irritating, frustrating, etc. The Queen of Cups is in there, but this doesn't seem, like, honestly, this doesn't seem irritating or frustrating. This seems like fun, and you're enjoying it, and it's happy. You're happily involved in it. Could be doing your garden. Maybe some of you are helping planning a wedding or something. But over here, we do have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is somebody that's going to be very helpful or positive in it, a part of it. You know, maybe this is the person that's getting married, or, you know, but if you are doing a remodel, perhaps this is like the contractor or the, you know, the interior designer or landscape artist or something along those lines. Or if you're selling a house or buying a house, this could be the buyer, the seller, the realtor, or something like this. The new neighbor that you guys become fast friends and you get along really well, you know. Does represent water sign energy typically. So water sign energy is the Scorpio, a Cancer, Pisces, Sun, Rising, or Moon. Now, it could also be water sign timing. Although we're not going to be in a water sign season anytime soon, we are having that second eclipse on August 28th in the sign of Pisces. So this could be referring to that August 28th eclipse. For some of you, I want to say whatever this project is, if it is some kind of home project, it'll be wrapped up by then. It could also be a work project. Both of these could be some kind of a work project. Maybe some of you are going to have an opportunity to work from home. Maybe you're going to move to a new office. You know, it's going to be different for everyone. But there is, this card is always a card of having happiness, joy, being peaceful, enjoyment, you know, just being in a good environment that's healthy, happy, and supportive, you could say. So it looks very favorable for you this second half, Taurus. If you want to get a reading from me, always remember to go to my website, check out what's available. The special I'm offering until the end of this month is that eclipse reading, which is a 2-for-1. We look at both the eclipses as it relates to your chart. Thanks for liking, hyping, and subscribing. Next, we're going to take a look at the sign of Gemini. Oh, wait a minute. Taurus, don't go away yet. I didn't do your number thing. The number you have is number 1. So take that as it resonates. Okay, next we're going to look at the sign of Gemini. Alright, Gemini, well, like I was telling, I mean, every sign is pretty much involved in this whole eclipse setup here. You are because of the whole Uranus in your sign. The second eclipse is squaring that Uranus in your sign, so that is definitely affecting you and setting off, you know, some things in motion for you. But so let's go ahead and get the reading for the second half of the month for Gemini, whether it relates to eclipses or not. I've got eclipses on the brain here lately, everybody. Okay, 7 of Swords, or 7 of Rods, excuse me. 3 of Wands, or Rods. Next we have the Queen of Pentacles, And then the last card for your reading is the High Priestess. It feels like she's going to make everything all right. And I said she, and usually I don't assign genders, but there definitely is a strong feminine energy showing up here. Whatever this struggle is, it's going to iron itself out here. And there is a feminine presence or energy that's very strong in facilitating that or making that happen for you. Your Three of Wands is here. Your ship is coming in. The 3 is really getting me, and I want to say that that's going to be a number for you, like a timing number. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years, you know, something along these lines. Queen of Pentacles, that's earth sign energy. Well, we do move into Virgo in the second half of this month, starting on the 22nd. The sun moves into Virgo, so it could be talking about after that time frame, and we do have the High Priestess, which is a number 2. So that could be like the 22nd, you know, around that time frame or shortly thereafter. It does feel, though, like you need to allow people to help you, because and look at this card. He's struggling to do it on his own. He's struggling to make it. He's struggling to make it on his own. And then this other person appears, and everything kind of starts falling into place. You know, there's 3 of Wands, the ship coming in, but also there's 3 hearts above her. I'm hearing that old song, Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, 2 hearts that beat. 2 hearts that beat is one, you know, that song. That was never on my playlist. I'm familiar, but I've heard it, of course. It's from the 80s or 90s or sometime back in that era. Yeah, so maybe some kind of Queen of Hearts thing, if that resonates with you on any level. If you were to translate the Queen of Hearts to tarot language, the hearts are the equivalent of the cups. So it could be the Queen of Cups or a water sign person. Again, with the water sign person, as I told, I think it was the last reading of Taurus, that could be that Pisces eclipse also at the end of the month. It's really pointing to by the time we get to the end of the month, whatever this is has dissipated. I almost forgot again about this new thing I'm doing. Well, maybe not forever, but I wanted to do it for this reading. Here's your lucky number 7. Somebody else had that too. I think it was Aries, wasn't it? So you can use that. You can use it any way that you see fit. If there's some reason that you would need to pick a number, maybe 7 would be your lucky number in that situation. Okay, next we're going to take a look at the sign of Cancer. All right, Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon peeps. This is going to be your mid-month update. Of course, I do have the longer reading if you're new here. This is just a smaller mini readings that I sprinkle in throughout the month, except for besides the main monthly extended reading. Let's take a look at the 4 cards for the second half of August 2026 for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon peeps. We have 2 of Cups, the soulmate card, with the Lion, the Leo energy. Another 2 double. Look at, there's lines on both of these cards. Look at that. Forget the world, I'm going to poop myself. No. I'm not going to poop myself. What a weird thing to say. Oh, okay. No pooping yourself out there. All right, well, double 2s, too. That's another thing. You got double lions and double 2s. Somebody of you are going to be interacting with a Leo. It seems pretty strong that could be the case, you know. And we are in Leo season up until the 22nd, so this first week. And we are having a Leo eclipse on the 12th. So there is a lot of Leo energy. It looks like there's a fork in the road and you're not certain which way you want to go to. Some of you, it's like the choice between this, being in a relationship, being in a partnership, or Ace of Wands, going it on your own. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be just about love relationships. You know, it could be like, am I going to stay, or do I stay, or do I go now? You know, is that what you're thinking about? But more so, it could be a project. You're like, well, maybe I could keep this to myself and therefore even keep all the money too, or whatever, or have creative control is what comes over more. Or do I want to team up with a partner to work on this? You don't have to make a snap decision now during the eclipse seasons, because strength is all about having strength, hanging in there, you know, giving yourself a little bit more time. Give me just a little more time, and our love will surely grow. This could be too, because that song came through. This could be, oh baby. This could be maybe you've met somebody and it's like, wow, I really think this person could be it, the one, you know, the 2 of Cups, the soulmate for me. but you're not sure if you want to go further with the relationship or not, or you're just not certain yet. Well, again, you don't have to make any rash decisions right here, right now in eclipse season, and maybe it's not even advised to do so, At least wait it out till Leo season is passed as we get into the 22nd, because you have the double twos here too. 22nd, after the 22nd we move into Virgo. There's one more eclipse, but I would at least give it, that up to the 22nd before you make any, and some of you may need longer than that. It's something is blooming here, though, and it is a positive reading, but you have a choice in the matter. There is a fork in the road here. Okay, let's go ahead and get this lucky number thing, or 7 again, man. Isn't 7s what you want to roll in craps? I never really played craps, or 7 taboo in craps. But I'm rolling 7s, aren't I, huh? So you also have 7s. Maybe if we're playing numbers, maybe we should all be playing 777s, huh? Or when I said that, I thought of the slot machine. When it comes up, I don't go to casinos. It's too much noise and chaos for me. But if you do, that's when you win that slot machine, 777. What is the objective of playing the dice game craps? Question mark. I have to know this. To establish a point, rolling 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. What about 7s? Okay, if the shooter rolls 7 or 11, you win even money. Okay, so that's even money. But don't they always say, come on, 7s? I don't know. I don't know. I don't play craps. I never played craps in my life. I don't know. My brother used to play it. Well, if anybody knows, leave it in the comments. But that 7s have been out, haven't it? Let me try to think. Well, the 7th would be the 7th month of July. You could just, again, you can apply it to just all kinds of things. Maybe you're going to meet your soulmate at 7-Eleven, the store. Any of those still exist? I don't know. All right, Cancer, well, I hope you have a great second half of the month and get through this eclipse season. If you want to dive into that reading or any of the readings I offer, head over to my website. The eclipse reading, time's running out on that. It'll be available only till the end of the month. The eclipses themselves last a good 6 months to a year, so even if you don't order it after the 15th, you're okay, or after the 12th, because the effect is still happening. Okay? All right, Leo, you're up next. Well, Leo, it is your eclipse season on the 12th. It's not the halfway point, but yeah, it's time. You're switching gears. Jupiter's in your sign. The South Node's in your sign. The eclipse, the first eclipse of several to come over the next couple of years. So we're doing this big paradigm shift, and the energy is shifting into you and Aquarius axis, instead of the Virgo Pisces axis where it's been. That's wrapping up, and this is initiating a big, bold, my guide's saying bold, new beginning for you. Okay, let's get some cards for Leo's second half of, I almost said July, but of course it's August. A judgment card, completion of a karmic cycle. Well, ain't that the truth? With the nodes, that's what the nodes talk about, which is what causes the eclipse, and the South Node in your sign. 5 of Rods, you got Hierophant, 5 of Rods, and the King of Pentacles. Well, it's an end of a karmic cycle. That's exactly what the judgment means. And I always look, what is the horn pointing to, right? The horn points to the Hierophant. So the Hierophant and this person, this King of Pentacles, who's in the basis of the situation. Taurus feels really strong, but it could be any of the earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. This Taurus energy person, or this is the money person with the pentacle here, right? This money person is going to put an end to this nonsense, is really what I want to say. Maybe for some of you, this could be this could be a bank or something, a loan officer at the bank or something like that. Somebody who is putting, approving your loan or whatever you're struggling for, refinancing, doing something here. But it feels, my first instinct and my first impression of this was more like, this is petty BS. This is somebody at work or a situation where it's just constant, you say the sky's blue and they'll argue about it. It's just everything you say and do is wrong, or they're just, there's this, it's like there's this intentional difficulty almost. And this eclipse could do that. If you've been in a job or a situation like that for a while, this new moon eclipse in your sign, you might be saying, adios amigos, I'm here, and I'm out of here. But for some of you, if it's a big company, you could this is maybe HR. or something like that, and you could be talking to, or the boss, or talking to, and it's not like you're being a snitch or being a jerk. If somebody's messing with you, you know, you're meant to maintain a professional environment. This is more like pesky, though. It's almost like batting away a mosquito or a fly, you know, compared to the rest of these cards, because it does look like you could be making some big giant leap too. My guides are saying up the corporate ladder, so it could be maybe you're going to get hired, you know, you're going to get hired to a new job, or maybe you're going to get a promotion to a new department where you don't have to put up with that stuff anymore. All right, let's go ahead and get a different number for Leo. Well, it doesn't have to be, but let's see. 4. It is a different number. Yay. So you guys have to let me know in the comments if you like this pulling the number thing. I just found this die in my drawer, and I said, well, let me pull this out for the reading. I just felt like just a little extra fun little thing that we could throw in there. Okay, well, Leos, it's eclipse season, so hold on to hold on to batten down the hatches, because things are going to change, and they certainly will. All right. Let me get a quick sip of water, and then we're going to move on to Virgo. Well, Virgo, you're also a sign. The eclipses are finishing up in your sign. And there will be another eclipse in your sign next year. It'll be the last of it. But you're also involved in this Pisces eclipse. You know, it's you're going to be really involved in that. It's when the sun is in your sign on the 28th. It's in your opposite sign. That's what's creating the whole full moon thing. You know, you have the new moon is when both planets are in the same sign, right? Sun and moon, not planets, but the sun and moon are in the same sign. And then the full moon is when the moon is here and the sun is here, and they're making an opposition. That's the full moon. So the full moon in Pisces means you're the other part of this equation, okay? And you're finishing up a big cycle too of these last few years of having, you know, the eclipses in your sign, having the nodes in your sign. So this is a big, big completion for you on this 28th eclipse. But let's see what else is going on here for Virgos. 4 cards for Virgo for the second half of August. I keep wanting to say July. 4 of Swords, Page of Fire, Page of Wands, Rods, King of Rods, King of Fire, and the Fool. Fool, a song was coming through, but I missed it. It went away. If you're new here, a lot of times my guides come through with songs, and I will break into song from time to time. You're ready to break out. This has been a time of you're holding back. It's just like I've been holding back. I've been waiting maybe 4 years, 4 months, 4 days. There's a waiting period associated with this. But he's not there. He's like, I'm up and at 'em, I'm hearing. Up and at 'em. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready for anything. You know, you're putting yourself out there in a new way. You're getting up out of your slump, and you're getting back into life. And this is also like a card of getting back into life. This very well could be this first Leo eclipse before we move into your sign. And happy birthday too, by the way, to all you late August Virgos out there. But something has matured here. This is what I get. Because here's a page, and it goes all the way to the king. So it goes from the page to the knight to the queen to the king. There's something has matured. Maybe it's something, maybe you've been waiting for your IRA or your money thing to mature so you could, you know, check out of this job or retire or change careers or buy this house or put your kids in college, whatever it might be. But it could be a person, for sure. You know, it could be a person who is a fire sign, a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius, sun, rising, moon. But you may hear from them too, because this is that communication, or hear from them. Or it could be somebody that you knew way back when you guys were kids, and maybe they're going to, you know, hit you up on social media or something and send you a request or something. But there does seem to be time passed, yes, but the time passing doesn't necessarily seem to fit with the amount of maturity that's been happening here. Or maybe it's a great bottle of wine that's finally come to maturity. It feels like something you thought was going to be take a lot longer. You thought to get from here to here, you thought it was going to be a long time. You thought it was going to be maybe 30, 40 years even. You know, that could be. From the page to the king, that's if it's a human lifespan, yeah, you know, you're a king when you get to be 40, 50, you know. but it's happening way quicker. You know, with lightning speed, my guides are saying. You go from this to this in no time. If you're having a surgery or something, you can make a really speedy recovery. You can be back on your feet in no time. Back on your feet in no time is like a good, like, one-line message for this on whatever level, financially, whatever. Okay, let's get a lucky number for our Virgos. We got number 9. Engine number 9 coming down Chicago line. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, you are involved in this eclipse energy still. You're at the tail end of it, Virgo, but you're still in it. If you want to dive in more, always head over to my website. You don't have to order the eclipse reading, although that's the best bang for your buck right now. It's kind of a twofer. You get to both eclipses, but I have other readings available too. So check it out. More tarot-oriented, questions, those types of things. Thanks for your support. If you like this reading, hit the subscribe. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Libra. All right, Libra, well, you're in it too. Venus is in your sign during the entire eclipse season. So you are very much involved and in this whole eclipse cycle of this month. Venus being in your sign could almost, and especially because it's your ruling planet, it's almost as if it offers a little bit of protection for you or something. Let's get 4 cards for our Libra Sun, Rising, Moon peeps for the second half of August of 2026. We've got 2 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. This one wants to stay, so I'm going to pull it out too. The Moon, 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Well, both of these cards, it's interesting because both of these cards, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords and 4 of Pentacles, both of these cards can relate to being kind of feeling stuck. You know, this is feeling like I'm at a dead end, I'm stuck. This has to do with money. It feels like, because some of you could be like, I feel like I'm in a dead-end job and I just really want to, you're looking off into the future. You have future plans, but this is kind of like this big elephant in the room or this big bump in the road. You know, yeah, I want to do this thing, but I can't because blah, blah, blah. This is the blah, blah, blah right here. Blah, blah, blah. Or what is it? Wah, wah, wah. But looks like there's going to be some money showing up, and it feels like a lot, because the 4 of Pentacles is involved in this blockage or whatever this is here, that money may be help with the situation. Money may be an answer or a solution to the situation. Now, this is talking about earth sign energy as well. So the earth sign energy, as we've been saying all along, that's going to be when the sun moves into Virgo after the 22nd. So after the 22nd, things that have been a blockage or a roadblock could open up. Now, we do have this moon card here. We can't not talk about that, because what are we talking about this month? Solar and lunar eclipse. The second half of the month, we will have the lunar eclipse, which is the moon, the full moon eclipse. And that's going to also be in that time frame towards the end of after the 22nd. On the 28th, we will have that full moon lunar eclipse. So that could absolutely be the time frame when whatever this is, you can see your way clear. The path opens and you can get from here to here, because this is where you really want to be. Okay, let's go ahead. And Venus in your sign is helping tremendously too, because it's not only charm and beauty, it also rules money. Okay, the number you got is 8. So 8 is the number of money too, but it's also the number of Saturn, and it's Capricorn's number. Well, it's looking good. There could be some, and no time like eclipse season to shake things up and remove obstacles that are in your way. I can see all obstacles in my way. All right, Libra. If you want to get on the eclipse reading or anything else I offer, please do go to my website, Don't Be Fooled by Imposters. If you enjoy my readings, please do hit that subscribe and like. It helps the channel, helps me, and is so really appreciated. Alright, next we're going to take a look at the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio! Sun, rising, moon, second half of August of 2026. What is in the cards for Scorpio friends? Let's see here. When I said friends, I almost wanted to say frenzy. Got the 2 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, which is a representation of you. Oops, I'm messing up my little doodad there. Doodad, doodad. And 6 of Wands. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, very nice. All right, so here's you crowning the reading. This is a representation of you regardless of gender, okay? This is the water sign person. This is the Scorpio, the Cancer, the Pisces. This could also be representing, as far as timing goes, this could be the lunar eclipse, the Pisces full moon, which is occurring on, I was almost going to say February 28th of all things, but of course it's August 28th. It's interesting because February 28th would be a time frame when we'd be in Pisces season. So maybe if you want to think back to that time frame of this year, or it could be going even further to the next year of 2027, February 28th. Is that when one of those eclipses are? Do I still have that information handy here? Let's see. So I know there is an eclipse. Oh, February 6th there'll be an eclipse. I knew there was going to be an eclipse in February of next year. I love that you're sitting here, you're in the driver's seat, my guides are saying. So if you were looking for a car, maybe you'll find a car, you know, because they want me to say the driver's seat. But you're right on top of this. Victory and triumph after time of things being uncertain and being a little wonky and a little bit up and down, and you're not, you know, upside down, you're turning me. That's all I know of that song. Yeah, but things kind of going up and down, wonky, and I'm getting that little birdie told me, the Spirit is whispering in your ear. I think Spirit was whispering in your ear all along, but the outer circumstances weren't supporting what this. This is what the outer circumstances were. It's just like, yeah, I know, I believe, it's cool, I feel it coming, I believe you, yeah, all that good stuff, but I'm still over here robbing Peter to pay Paul, or trying to, you know, pay off the grocery bill, or whatever it might be, you know. Then all of a sudden it shows up in the actual world, you know, it shows up in the real world. This could totally be that Pisces eclipse too. You could get some, if you're Scorpio rising, that would be your 5th house too, of creativity. And this is children too. There could be an announcement of a birth of a child or children. There could be maybe some great idea that to solve this dilemma that you're having, you know, something like that. Or there could be that Spirit whispering in your ear, and you hear it, and it's a creative solution. Now let's get one number for our Scorpios. We have number 2, and it landed right on the 2 of Pentacles there too. So maybe that 2 is even more valid than you may think. Maybe it's 2 days, 2 weeks, tomorrow. Okay. All right, hey Scorps, don't forget on my main channel, Rock and Roll Prophetess, I do have the extended reading, which is completely free. No membership are required, so if you haven't seen that one yet, do check it out, as well as a reading on the first eclipse. If you want to dive into a more personal reading with me, it's got to always be through my website. Don't be fooled by social media imposters. The special is the eclipse reading, of course, which will be available to the end of this month. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and hitting that like button and everything else. Costs nothing, but it helps me tremendously. Have a great one, and next we're going to take a look at the sign of Sagittarius. Alright, Saggies, well, yeah, there's some stuff. All this fire energy is really trining your stuff. The first one is trining, the first eclipse energy, and then the second one at the end of the month is squaring your stuff. So you are getting major activations coming from 2 different directions during this eclipse season. But let's get 4 cards for the end of the month, the second half of I keep wanting to say July, jeez. August, not October either. It's August, Vic. Come on, get it together, dude. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have Ace of Wands, planting those seeds. Well, that Leo is a good time to plant the seeds. The Leo eclipse. 2 of Pentacles again on the cut. 7 of Wands, and then finally the Knight of Pentacles. Well, some of you may have been, you know, struggling with some money situations too. This is that I got to pay this. Well, this will get paid this month, and that'll get paid that month. Or robbing Peter to pay poor. Funny, I said pay poor, but pay Paul. And been struggling. You know, both of these cards are turbulent water, and you've been struggling. Well, something's going to pop here. This Ace of Wands is telling us that something is going to pop. That seed that's planted is going to bloom and grow as we move into Virgo season as well. So Virgo season is after the 22nd. Something's going to pop. Something's going to spark. Something's going to get going. That news, that message, that financial help is going to show up. That call about that job, or that, you know, sending in those resumes, that kind of thing. Whatever seeds that you've been planting, finally you're going to start to see some results. it's slow coming. It's not like it's boom, everything changes all at once. The Ace of Rods is just the beginning that's blooming into more, but it is blooming into more. Probably I want to even say more as we get into September, maybe September 1st, or as we're rolling around into eclipse season. You know, I mean, it's funny I keep saying eclipse season, but we're rolling around into September, further into Virgo season is what I meant to say, which is the first 3 weeks of September. I was almost going to say 3 months of December. So that could be what, because December, end of December is Capricorn too. But let's go ahead. But things are changing. New beginnings, new outlets, new ideas, new ways to make money, earn money, new job. These types of things are happening. Okay. You've got number 8, which is also, again, the money number. It's Saturn number, though, too, and it is working hard. If you turn the number 8 sideways, it is an infinity symbol, and you do have the infinity symbol showing up in the 2 of Pentacles as well. So that says it's, you know, whatever this spark is, it could be infinitely better. You know, you don't see that Ace of Rods, you don't see where it's going to go, but the 2 infinity symbols says it could really go. All right, Sag, if you want to get in on that and take a closer look, I have various readings available over on my website only. Don't be fooled by imposters. The special that's running till the end of this month only is the eclipse reading, which is kind of a 2-for-1. You get both eclipses in one reading. Okay, next we're going to go on to the sign of Capricorn. All right, Cappies, let's see what's going on for you for the second half of August. One flew out. When I said one flew out, I almost said one flew over the cuckoo's nest. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, if you couldn't understand what I was saying. It's like Capricorn's like, no, I'll pass on that. Well, we had enough of that stuff already, right? Dealing with crazy. I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. Ooh, I'm off on that. And sometimes... All right, well, news is coming, and with the 10 of Pentacles, this is what we like to see, right, Cap? We're up for this. We're down. We're down with the sickness, and we're down with the 10 of Pentacles. You've got the Queen of Cups at the basis of the situation. Highly likely, this is talking about the Pisces eclipse. This is water sign energy. So water signs are Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Could be an actual person who's involved, and this could be because this is, to me, feels like Leo. Could be as we move from this started, or even in Gemini. I want to say this is something that's been ongoing, because what's represented here is we have Gemini, Cancer, Leo. And that's the 3 previous, well, we're in Leo now, and then we're going to move into Virgo. But it may have even started all the way back at June, or end of June. Or for sure, maybe in Cancer season in July, when we move from, you know, here. But this is, the Strength card also tells us that this is something that we got to have patience with, because it's unfolding. It's going to take a little time. It's going to take a little time to show you a broken heart. Don't you even worry, pretty darling. I know you'll find love. Da-da-da. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Love will find a way. Well, yeah, love could find a way. This is, you know, the cups are the water. That's cups. That's hearts. That could be it could be something. Maybe you would meet this person if you're looking for love. You could maybe meet this person, you know, while doing financial transactions, or at a job, or at the bank, or, you know, through some kind of financial thing, you know. But more so, it feels like there's news coming, and it's going to bring this financial security, or this big payout, or this sale, or this foundational money that you've been waiting on and waiting for. If you've been trying to find a house, you might find out you got the house, or trying to sell a house. You might find out you sold the house. You got the offer. The offer's going through, you know. So it looks like a nice financial payout, and but of something that, to me, it feels like been dragging on for a while. Oops, I forgot to do the number. Number 2. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you want to apply numerology, you can look it up. 2 is partnerships and things like that, but it could be, you know, timer. It could be a lot of things. Use it as you see fit. At your own discretion, okay? Hey, Cap, if you want to dive into, if you haven't seen the main monthly reading, the more in-depth one, the extended reading, that is available over on my channel, Rock and Roll Prophetess. And you can always find me only through VickyVerly.com. Don't be fooled by imposters. I have many readings available. Turnarounds usually within a week. The featured reading is the eclipse, and time's running up for that, but there's others as well. Thanks for your like, hype, share, and subscribe especially. It helps keep the channel going and keep me going, and it's highly appreciated. It costs nothing. All right, next, Aquarius, you're up next. Well, you are involved in this eclipse because of this whole basket thing. Because here's how it works, if you're not familiar. All the astrology readings, the ingresses, the eclipses, everything that's on that wheel. So okay, the eclipse is going to be in Leo and Pisces. But wherever the planets are at that moment, it's a snapshot of the energy going forward. That energy carries forward for months to come, like 6 months to a year to come. And, the opposite sign, Leo is your opposite sign. So there's going to be eclipses in your sign, too. We're moving into the eclipse cycle of the Leo-Aquarius eclipse cycle. Not this round, but next year for sure you're in there. The very first one of next year is going to be in your sign, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so, you're feeling it. You're feeling those lightning bolts of energy for sure. Okay, let's get to 4 cards for our Aquarius, the Sun, Rising, Moon peeps, or anybody who has Aquarius, whatever you normally watch. If you normally watch it, you normally resonate with it, then yes, I hope you get something out of this reading. Got Devil, Knight of Cups, the World, and 6 of Wands at the basis of the situation. Somebody else had that. I think it was Scorpio too, because there was a water sign above it again. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that might not even be a Scorpio that some of you are dealing with. But more likely is this Knight of Cups is talking about that eclipse. That Pisces eclipse that's happening on the 28th. Something you've been in bondage to for some time. You could be free of it. Well, the Leo eclipse is powerful too. Some of you might be getting a divorce. I mean, that could happen with these eclipses in your opposite sign. You may be freeing or shedding yourself free from, some kind of a partnership, a long-term partnership. Or maybe it's a job or whatever. Whatever you've been in shackle, maybe you're going to pay off some big loan, pay off your student debt or something like that. Whatever you've been in, shackles to or burdensome or felt tied to, and you couldn't be free, now you're free. And the world is an end of a cycle, but the world is also, going through a portal. It's really feeling like a portal to me in this instance, It's going through the vortex, going through the portal. Major success, triumph, and victory. This could be an actual person who may be a water sign too, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Scorpio would be my strongest inclination, but it could be anybody. And they are part of it. It feels more like timing. It feels like right around that time of that second eclipse, you could get the great news that something is wrapped up and you're free of it and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Somebody out there, you're going to pass some kind of a big exam or a big test. Like, I don't know if they do the SATs or any of that stuff at this time of year. I think that's probably already over. But it could be something like that. Or you get, your law degree, or you're getting to the police academy, or your civil service test, or whatever. It feels like it could be some monumental thing that you had to take a test for, and now you're doing great, and you passed the test. Hey, it looks really nice for you, Aquarius, but I mean, hold on, because the eclipses are going to be coming through your sign, and you are somewhat involved in some of these. So if you want to get that reading, or any of the readings I offer only through my website, please take a moment to hit that like, subscribe specifically, and that does help me and help my channel, and it is so appreciated. So there, let's see, number for Aquarius. Number 9. Hopefully Aquariuses are still watching, and they can get that number. All right, Pisces, well, here we go. This is going to be the last eclipse in your sign. And what I've been telling people, yeah, it's the last eclipse in your sign, which is over the last 18 months or so, right? But the other part of this is that, you've been suffering for a few years now. You've been having the eclipses in your sign, but also Saturn was in your sign. So this is wrapping up. That feels to me energetically kind of like it's all together. All together now. All together now. And you're finally, done with that. So this is intense. And this is not just the wrap up of this eclipse cycle. It's a wrap up of, like I said, at least 2 to 3 years of crapola, my guys are saying. Crapola. Crapola. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, 4 cards for our Pisces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have the King of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Seven of Wands. That's been a lot today, I've noticed. And then the Ten of Cups. Well, some of you maybe have been planning a wedding. Maybe it's been 3 years of trying to plan a wedding, because that can be so stressful too. You know, you've been going through all this, whatever it is, you've been going through all this stress. Here's what I feel. You've been going through all this stress, and it's just kind of like you just let go. It's just like, well, I did everything humanly possible I can do to pull this thing together, or it might not be a wedding, whatever you're doing, you know, whatever this was. I've tried my hardest. I've done everything I can do. Now it's just kind of like let go and see what the universe, allow some space for the universe to come in. Because if you're not familiar, on all the decks, well, most of them, the hangman is not in torture or strangled. He's enlightened. He's paused for enlightenment. He's not doing, fighting, pushing. He's, okay, we're just going to chill and see what the next step is. And that might not be a bad idea, actually, to do, be more in that vibe or whatever for the last week for that last eclipse in your sign. Notice how this whole thing points here. This is aligned. They're aligned. It's a straight line going right down to this Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is, that's where you're going to find your happiness. That's where you're going to find your peace. That's where you're going to have that Ten of Cups fulfillment. That's if you've been looking for love, if you've been on the dating apps and going out with all these, you know, weird people that's just like, whoa, what am I ever going to find more of these frogs? Well, you might find your prince. You might kissed enough frogs already, right, Pisces? King of Pentacles is going to show up. Maybe this is you've been looking for job, and then the King of Pentacles shows up, or investors, because the King of Pentacles often does bring in that coin. This, for timing, the King of Pentacles is also the second half of this month, after the 22nd, when we move into the time of Virgo. This could be any of the earth sign people, though, representation, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. So any and all of the above, money, bringing the money, feels for most, this is the person. This is your Ten of Cups person, to me. That's what it really feels like. Or even if it's a money situation, maybe they're bringing in that money and that's just overjoying you. Or it could be your partner. You know, maybe they get that big job they've been after, and then Ten of Cups, oh, we can finally, let's go we got to celebrate. They got the job, or they got the, whatever this was, whatever you were struggling over, you're past it now, and it's time for, it's just kind of like, you know, letting the wind, I'm seeing like a wind blowing, you know, it's just like you're not struggling anymore fighting against the wind. You're just like letting it lift you and carry you, you know. What's that song? Allow the wind to carry me, soon I will be free. I'm way out of key on that. Da 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 da. Oh, I don't know. Something about allow the wind to carry me and soon I will be free. That's what I'm hearing, and it's like, this reminds me of like, I just donated my hair not too long ago, but I've always had really long hair, and because that ponytail was hanging out to me too, like you can't see where you're going because your hair's in your face, and then you just turn towards the wind and it blows all your hair back, and you're just like, ah, yeah, this is awesome. You know, you're allowing that wind to just blow through your hair and clear away. Because that full moon eclipse, too, could be very, very clearing and healing for many Pisces or people with a lot of Pisces placements. All right, everybody. Well, hope that you got something out of this reading. If you want to dive in, this is that second eclipse is in your sign and about you. Oh, forgot the dice again. 0. You're the only one who got 0. But 0 is a very powerful number in numerology. It's like of energy vortex or something too. So it's all possibilities. Everything is possible with 0. You know, it's a 0 point of creation. So that's cool. All right, Pisces, if you could take a second to hit that subscribe and then like and all that stuff, that really helps out my channel, and it doesn't cost you anything, and it's really appreciated. I hope everybody has a great second half of the month. We're in the thick of it, baby. It's on. It is on. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.